Okay, let's not overcomplicate this chapter. It deals with a lot of detail, most of which I don't think is going to be significant as we look at the quiz. All right. Explain the purposes served by and the methods used in developmental advertising research. Okay, obviously, advertisers research everything before they go out and spend a ton of money on TV ads or the internet ads, etc. The developmental research through design thinking and concept testing and audience profiling gives you consumer insights, and it allows basically to spot trends early in a process when you're planning your ads, or even integrating your ads or your product into promotions. Okay, so this involves a lot of data. Uh, Data is compiled, collected, as you'll see in the next part of the summary. All this information is put together to actually form little videos of segments of the society. Okay, your group, you are a definite segment of society, and I need to know if you're my target market, I need to know all about you as much as I can find out. What kind of trends are you subject to? Um, you know, what promotions would stick with you? For example, in your group, if I had promotions for rock concerts tied to my product, that certainly would be a hook. That's the kind of thing that goes on with these developmental research projects. They study, they collect information, they gather it, and they form pictures of who they're going to sell to. Now, how do they go about this? Well, they have to identify the sources of all the secondary data that's available so that they can put this plan together. The plan being the IBD plan, independent business process, I believe. Okay? Because information is so critical in making decisions, you can't make decisions without information. The sources of data come from everywhere as far as advertising is concerned. I mean, they'll do data mining, which you talked about in computer information systems. They'll go after huge data banks and try to, not illegally or anything, try to extrapolate all the information they can that has to do with defining who they're going to sell their products to. And does their product fit a certain uh, general demographic of people? And then you make that general demographic more and more specific by getting this information from all these online systems that are out there. The online community out there, as you know, is huge. I mean, they can pull data from Facebook um, in their own way. Uh, they conduct online surveys. They set up group studies. Big data. You've heard that term before. There's companies out there that simply collect data, and they collect it for people who are doing marketing research, or even other kinds of research, depending upon what data they have available in this big data operation. But this is big business. There's big money in developing these data information centers. Okay, and that is where all of the information can be assembled and gathered together for what you need to do to determine what the market looks like for your particular product. Okay. Purposes served by and the methods used in copy research. Well, copy research, they call it evaluative research, aims to judge the effectiveness of the actual ads. Okay, so advertisers and clients try to determine if the audience gets the joke of an ad or retains some key knowledge concerning the brand. There was a stupid friggin' commercial by Liberty Insurance that was this woman getting on the screen saying, "Oh, and I had a car named Brad." And it was so friggin' annoying that there was no way I could forget the product name of Liberty Insurance. That is one minor technique in the way that uh, copy research helps you determine the effectiveness of your ads. You track changes in the audience attitudes. You look for changes in emotions or behavior, or even psychological response when you are researching the impact of your ads. And there's various methods they can do this with. I mean, you can do it with study groups. They can actually uh, bring people in and show them a film of an ad and conduct a survey with them and a question and answer session as to how that ad was presented. There are a number of testing procedures that are used to determine whether the copy research can effectively tell them how successful their ad might be, or if there are portions of their ad that are ineffective, what portions are ineffective. All right, and we move down to the basic research methods used after the ad has hit the marketplace. Once an ad has reached the market, agencies and firms turn in the results oriented research, and they then try to determine whether the ad was successful, whether or not the ad actually prompted consumers to buy the product. One of the most commonly employed methods of result oriented research is the tracking study, where they measure the apparent effect on advertising over a period of time. How's that done? Well, that's by monitoring sales and the cost of advertising together. What is it costing me, and how much am I running these ads? And is it showing me a significant impact in my sales numbers? I mean, advertisers want to be able to estimate sales, uh, of future sales based on the ads if they have a good pattern to their ads. They can, in some ways, track household consumption patterns from the television to the checkout by using single source data, monitoring the actual sales of certain products, etc., by type and by competition. There are a number of different models. Just think of the COVID for a second. Models predict. If you develop a model based on information you have with trends built into it, then you can substantially predict what will happen. And that's essentially what all of this advertising research is about. And I hope you enjoyed our